Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 24. So we have been reading this for some time now. It's a really long purport. So it's Vandana. But first of all, thank you for coming here. Like long time since last time. It's very nice to be here. So Vandanam, because this verse is the famous verse Prahlada has spoken. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasya. Sakyam Atmanivedanam. Because this is the verse Prahlad answered to his father's question, which was, please, what have you learned in school? Please tell me what you have learned in school, what is the best of knowledge. And then Prahlad Maharaj said, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Mahabhavi. He also said, Iti Puksarkita Vishnu, Bhaktis Chennavalakshana, Kriyeta Bhagavati Ada, Manya Ditam Uttamam. So Prahlad Maharaj said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming His servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto Him. In other words, serving Him with the body, mind and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So the purport is now Vandanam, prayers. So that's number 6. So I will read. I was told to read the rest of the purport. So Vandana. Although prayers are a part of deity worship, they may be considered separately, like the other items, such as hearing and chanting, and therefore separate statements are given herewith. The Lord has unlimited transcendental qualities and opulences, and one who feels influenced by the Lord's qualities in various activities offers prayers to the Lord. In this way he becomes successful. In this connection, the following are some of the offenses to be avoided while praying. A. To offer obeisances on one hand. B. To offer obeisances with one's body covered. C. To show one's back to the deity. D. To offer obeisances on the left side of the deity. To offer E. To offer obeisances very near the deity. And then there is Dasyam. There is the following statement in regard to assisting the Lord as a servant. After many, many thousands of births, when one comes to understand that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, one can deliver others from this universe. If one simply continues to think that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, even without performing any other process of devotional service, he can attain full success. For simply by this feeling, one can perform all 9 processes of devotional service. And there is Sakyam, which is number 8. In regard to worshipping the Lord as a friend, the Agastya Samhita states that a devotee engaged in performing devotional service by Shravanam and Kirtanam sometimes wants to see the Lord personally, and for this purpose he resides in the temple. Elsewhere there is this statement, O my Lord, O Supreme Personality and Eternal Friend, although you are full of bliss and knowledge, you have become the friend of the residents of Vrindavan. How fortunate are these devotees! In this statement, the word friend is specifically used to indicate intense love. Friendship, therefore, is better than servitude. In the stage above Dasaras, the devotee accepts the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a friend. This is not at all astonishing, for when a devotee is pure in heart, the opulence of his worship of the deity diminishes as spontaneous love for the Personality of Godhead is manifested. In this regard, Sridhar Swami mentions Sridham Vipra, who expressed to himself his feelings of obligation, thinking, life after life may I be connected with Krishna in this friendly attitude. And then 9, Atma Nivedanam. The word Atma Nivedanam refers to the stage at which one who has no motive other than to serve the Lord surrenders everything to the Lord and performs his activities only to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee is like a cow that is cared for by its master. When cared for by its master, a cow is not in anxiety over its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master, and it never acts independently, but only for the master's benefit. Some devotees therefore consider dedication of the body to the Lord to be Atma Nivedana, and as stated in the book known as Bhakti Viveka, sometimes dedication of the soul to the Lord is called Atma Nivedana. The best examples of Atma Nivedana are found in Bali Maharaj and Ambarish Maharaj. Atma Nivedanam is also sometimes found in the behavior of Rukmini Devi at Dwarka. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshur Unmilitamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Panchakapadarubhyasya Kripasubhya Cha Patitanam Bhavarabhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vandanam. Vandanam means to offer prayers. So this is one of the 9 processes of how we can perfect a life. So prayers. And Prabhupada mentioned here that the Lord has unlimited transcendental qualities and opulences, and one who feels influenced by the Lord's qualities in various activities offer prayers to the Lord. So I was just thinking about this. One who feels influenced by the Lord's qualities in various activities. Then you offer prayer. So I was just thinking, like Akrura, because Akrura, he was one who was sent from Mathura by Kamsa to get Krishna come to the wrestling match in Mathura. And after he picked up Krishna and Balaram with the chariot he had, they stopped by a lake. I don't remember why, but they stopped by a lake, and Akrura, he went into the lake, and suddenly he saw Krishna there. He saw them there in the water, and then he turned around and he still saw them in the chariot. So he was influenced, I guess it was like this, he felt influenced by the Lord's qualities in various activities. He felt, he at that point he offered prayers. So these prayers are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Akrura is an example of one who made perfection by offering prayers. Simply by offering prayers. We don't need all these 9 processes, we don't have to follow all of them to to perfect our life. We can actually follow one of them, but they're often connected. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada also explained here about Dandanama, about offering prayers. Yeah, how this can be considered a separate activity. Although deity worship is deeply connected with prayers, things like that. So it can be considered separately, Vandana. And and there are some offenses to be avoided in this regard. So therefore, for example, we don't offer obeisances on the altar. It's considered too close to the deity. Considered an offense. And then there is mentioned here dasyam. Dasyam, becoming a servant. So Hanuman is often referred to as an example of this, one who becomes a servant. So we are naturally Krishna's servants. This is our nature, to serve Krishna. So and Prabhupada mentions here that simply by this feeling that one thinks, I am the eternal servant of Krishna. I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. Just by thinking like this, without performing any other process of devotional service, he can attain full success. Just by thinking like this. I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. And this dasyam, as servant, he always do as the master is told, and then he's satisfied. Just like a dog, the master asks, dog, you walk here on the side of me, and the dog walks there, and it's no problem. There is no disharmony in desire. Immediately when the dogs want to do something else, that drag back. No? The master drags him back. Then of course he still has to be the servant, but it's always this, then he's not so happy, because he has to be dragged back all the time. So if he surrender to this service of accepting Krishna as the master and simply being a servant, then we will be situated on this dasyam platform. I'm simply the servant. And often, what stands in the way for just becoming a servant? It's we have separate desires, or we want to enjoy the fruits of our work. Kamani evarikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palaheturbur mate sangos prakarmani. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. You have a right to perform your duty. That is your right. But you are not entitled to the fruits of your activities. And we should not consider ourselves to be the cause of the result of the activities. And we should not be attached to not perform our duty. I like this verse very much. You have a right to perform your duty. So sometimes when we go also on book distribution, you can feel this is just like any other service. It's just a service. You could wash the floor, or you could cook or wash the pots, but to go up there, you talk with a person, you use your mouth, you use your voice, you use your intelligence, you adjust according to the situation, but you're engaging many things in Krishna's service there on the street. But it's a service. as we clean the floor or whatever we do it without wanting any result from it. We don't want something from it. We just do it because I'm Krishna's eternal servant. I must serve Krishna. So it's the same when we manage to engage many of our abilities in Krishna's service, and especially book distribution is demanding of many of our attentions, the mind, intelligence, like that. But also still, it's a servant. We can consider, yes, I'm simply a servant. I ask this person, and they just knock me off. They said I'm used, or they just walk past by me, or there's nothing to become agitated over. I'm simply here to just do some service for Krishna. So we're not attached to the result. Okay, maybe there is no result today. Nobody tells me today how nice I cooked. I didn't hear anything. Still just servant. Or you walk on the street, you try to distribute books. Nobody today glorified me, or maybe even nobody today actually took a book. Generally it goes, somebody takes, but even still nobody takes. I did my best. I talk with people, I talk with them about Krishna. And this is our instruction actually. We should tell people about Krishna. It's very simple to be a servant of Krishna somewhat. It's just this desire for the fruits which makes it difficult. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yare Deka Tarekaha Krishna Upadesh Amara Agyana Tara Guru Hanya Tara Aidesh. That he said that whoever you meet, just tell them about Krishna and the instructions of Krishna as given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this way, deliver the people of your country. Become a guru and deliver your people of your country. It's very simple. So we talk with people, we meet people on the street, we tell them, have you heard about Krishna? Krishna says this, he looks like this, he's eternal, would you like a book? Yeah, why not? Then they might take a book. We just servants. Sometimes I find this when I'm stuck on the street because of attachment. That's the results are my way to do it, or I don't really. I think I have to say this, or I have to say this about yoga, and it doesn't connect. And then Yaditeka Taraka Krishna, but the instruction is just tell them about Krishna. And then I started, have you heard about Krishna? And, okay. And then things. Then I'm just doing. Then I'm just a servant. So this is Dasyam, becoming a servant. And from this verse of Bhagavad Gita, never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of the activities. Because we are not ultimately the ultimate cause of our activities. Our activities are governed by or the result of an activity is governed by 5 factors. It's the endeavor we do. It is the different kinds of senses I have. It's the place of action, the body. This is also strange when people hear this strange place of action. Yes, you're in the city, or you're like that, but that you're in the body. That's the place of action. And then there is it is the various senses, the endeavors, the place of action, it's me, or the doer, that is the whatever karma I have, like that. Me, and then there is ultimately the super soul. So we cannot consider ourselves to be we should not consider ourselves to be the cause of the result of our activities. And we should not be attached to not do our duty just because things doesn't go our way. So becoming a servant is you just do as the Master says, and in this way you accept in your heart, I am Krishna's eternal servant. I am the eternal servant. That's dasam. So then comes sakya, friendship. We make it's like more glorious. It's like with the king. If you could say to some people, I just met him. We just talked together with the king in the country. You have it's like the joke about this in Norway actually. If you can just say that. You saw that, we stood up, the king were there in pajamas, we took a coffee together, It's like